climate of fear and suspicion across the country, raising the question in households across the nation, who are the un-American Americans amongst us?
Any man who has been named by either a senator of the committee or a congressman is dangerous to the welfare of this nation.
President Eisenhower refused to engage directly with McCarthy in a letter to his brother. However, Eisenhower explained, as for McCarthy, only a short-sighted or completely inexperienced individual would urge the use of the office of the presidency to give an opponent the publicity he avidly desires. Time and time again, without apology or accusation, I and many members of the administration have stood for the rights of the individual, for free expression of convictions, even though
Everything ready?
those convictions might be
Good.
unpopular
Good.
and unacceptable for our librarians, except as dictated by common sense.
Everything on schedule. Ah, right on time. You have your instructions. Very well then. Let the games begin.
I'm not sure. Right.
Indeed, you are expected, Colonel.
How did you know?
It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, that's not my name. My name is Colonel.
It has been recommended that for tonight we use a pseudonym.
Oh, no, thank you. It has to be before I came.
May I take your coats?
All right. I suppose
Oh, not to worry. It's just the maid in the hall champagne for it.
Champagne?
don't mind if I do.
This way, monsieur.
Thank you. Are you expecting someone else?
Indeed. I'll be right with you.
Good pleasure, my dear.
Do come in, madame. You are expected. Welcome.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are a socialite to be known this evening as Mrs. White.
Yes, it said so in my letter. But why?
I'd like to introduce you, Mrs. White. This is the maid, Yvette. I see you two know each other.
We've never met. Champagne? I think not.
Please, warm yourself in the lounge.
Why? Do I look cold?
Bit. You were right.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Pleased to meet you.
I'm rarely pleased to meet anyone. More?
Oh, yes.
Please tell me what is your name, madame?
Mrs. Peacock, I presume.
Oh, yes, that's me.
Cook, will you please take Mrs. Peacock's stole? I see you two know each other.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this man before in my life.
Please, make yourself comfortable in the lounge.
Champagne? My lips belong to the Lord. Oh, and for hospitality, the couple of Benjamins hidden under the caramels for you, butler.
How sticky.
I expect to be treated as the wife of a...
Hold that thought. Right this way, Mrs. Peacock, after you.
Oh my! Look at the detail of this molding. It's a quite magnificent mansion, isn't it? Who are you? Welcome to the party.
This is turning out to be quite the crowd.
Is this the right address to meet Mr.
Sit! No, not you.
Sorry.
Welcome.
Sorry, I'm afraid it's anxious.
You must be Mr. Green.
Yes, that's exactly who I am.
Welcome, sir.
Well, this isn't as expected.
Well, I find if you expect nothing, you are never disappointed.
I'm not disappointed.
I'll be right back.
Please arrive at 7:30 sharp on Saturday evening. Well, here I am,
Professor Plum.
if you say so.
Thought I'd seen everything.
Mrs. Scarlett, I didn't realize you and the professor were acquainted.
We're not. The just washed out from the rain. My car broke down, and this professor offered to give me a ride. I didn't realize we were headed to the same place until we arrived.
How's your drive?
So long haul.
Indeed, it is a long haul. However, it is a very long house. This way.
Say, what is this godforsaken place anyway?
This old place? Oh, this is Body Manor. Good. Dinner? Appetizers in the lounge. After you.
Hors d'oeuvres. Good. I'm starving.
Funny, I haven't had much of an appetite at all.
My, this really is a party.
Well, greetings all. It's a pleasure for you to see me. Ooh, cocktail hour.
How many of you I didn't even realize.
Right then. You're all here. Colonel Mustard,
Present.
Miss Scarlet,
Hmm?
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Professor Delano,
Right.
Mr. Green, and Mrs. Peacock.
How'd you do?
Greetings. I am Wadsworth, the butler. Tonight, as you may have surmised, none of you are being addressed by your real names. A courtesy provided by your host to ensure your privacy. I refrain from revealing too much about yourselves this evening, as you never know when... dinner.
Sorry, little sorry.
Dinner? That was more like a cocktail minute.
Mr. Wadsworth, you were saying you never know when what?
What?
What? Hmm?
Well, you really ought to keep the cook waiting. You can get... Well, the dining room is right this way. Follow me. You'll find your names beside your places. Please be seated.
Is that you?
I think this one's mine.
Oh, here you are, mister.
This place, at the head of the table, is that for you?
Sorry,
Indeed, no,
sorry.
sir. I don't sit. I am merely a humble butler.
What exactly do you do?
I buttle, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, all right then. What's it about, butler? This dinner party.
Ours not a reason why, ours but to do and die.
Die?
Merely quoting, sir, from Alfred Lord Tennyson.
I prefer Kipling myself. Do you like Kipling, Colonel?
Sure, I'll eat anything. So, where's our host? Is that where he sits?
All in good time, sir.
What is that smell? It's something familiar. Shark fin soup? Oh, my favorite. Bon appetit. This is delicious. This is, ooh, yum, 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 yum. Well, I'll break the ice. I mean, I'll be the one to get the ball rolling. I mean, I'm used to being a hostess. It's an integral part of the life as a, oh, I forgot. We're not supposed to say who we really are. But I don't know what we're doing here, and I'm very intrigued. And oh my, this soup is delicious, isn't it?
I know who you are.
You do?
I work in Washington.
Washington. So, Mrs. Peacock, you must be a politician's wife.
Yes, I am.
Who's your husband? Maybe I know him.
Well, Eve, Mrs. White, you've been awfully quiet. What does your husband do? Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, he just dies around his back all day. How lazy.
Not necessarily.
Oh, sorry, little Isaac.
That'll be $5, mister.
Mr. Green, what do you do in Washington?
Oh, I'd rather not say. I like to follow the rules.
Well, if I wasn't trying to keep the conversation going, we'd be sitting here in embarrassed silence.
Are you afraid of silence, Mrs. Peacock?
Yes, no, why?
In my professional opinion, you seem to suffer from what we call pressure of speech.
Is that an official diagnosis?
Are you a doctor, Professor?
In psychological medicine,
You practice?
not anymore. I currently work for the government.
Ah, another politician.
Not exactly. I work for the you-know-who,
Who?
a branch of the United Nations organization, a World Health Organization.
Ah, you know who. It's an acronym.
I have a sister who is a gymnast.
You are a real colonel, aren't you?
I am, sir.
Aren't you going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C., Colonel?
How did you know that?
Oh, I've seen you before.
You live in Washington?
Sure do.
Does anyone here not live in Washington?
Oh, then, is this about the Red Scare?
I'm not a communist. I'm a Republican.
Wadsworth, we had about enough of this. Where's our host? And why have we been brought here?
Ah, speak of the devil. Pardon me, please.
Hey, I have an idea.
Ah, yes, good thinking, Miss Scarlet. What are we doing?
The acoustic coupling between the door and the glass allows sound waves to travel from one side to the other.
All the guests have arrived as expected, sir. Everything is going according to plan. We'll meet you in the study.
Oh, hello, Wadsworth.
Everything's ready.
More.
Oh, for goodness sake, who was at that door? I demand to know what's on.
Can they interest any of you in fruit or desserts?
No.
Then may I suggest that we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy, where your newly arrived host will reveal his intentions, explain your letters, and the game will be afoot. Thank you, then. That will be all.
Well, where's our host?
He's not here. Nobody's here. What is happening?
Cigarette? It'll calm your nerves.
I don't smoke.
For Wadsworth, open after dinner. It's for you.
Right then. Are you comfortable?
I'm making good living.
Oh, out with it, Wadsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, these instructions are clear.
I'm glad something is.
Is it the six of you have all received the same letter? It will be to your advantage to be present on this date, where a certain Mr. Body will bring to end a long-standing financial liability.
That's exactly what my letter says.
As it turns out, you all have one thing in common.
That Terry McCarthy, we are being blacklisted, aren't we?
Close, Colonel. You are all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying more than you can afford to someone that threatens to dispose of you.
Oh, please. What's someone gonna blackmail me for? I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady, don't we all?
Anybody else wish to deny it? Until tonight, none of you knew who was blackmailing you. I hope that even the least discerning amongst you have reason in the last several moments that the man behind your ransom was, of course, Mrs. Body herself.
And who are you, this henchman to Pumps Bush Butler?
And with this body, what a scoundrel.
All this stress is not good for my blood pressure.
Who is this body fella, you brutish butler?
Who Mrs. Body is no concern of yours. Suffice to say, she's a member of the House Un-American Activities Committee, and she finds that your activities have been decidedly un-American.
What do you mean un-American?
My task this evening is to expose your secrets, rendering you all culpable of each other's indiscretions.
But we hardly know each other.
Precisely.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm afraid I have no choice. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Ooh, this ought to be good.
It says here that you were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in lying lunatics suffering of delusions of grandeur.
Yes, but now I work for the U.S. government.
So your work has not changed. But you can't practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What did he do?
You know how male doctors are supposed to date their patients?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he did.
How awful. You know, someday there'll be reckoning for men like you. I hope so.
Me too.
You're disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Miss Peacock?
Well,
How then do you justify taking bribes in return for Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared. But if you're slipping cash under the stall of old Evatt's grill, how would you describe that transaction?
I say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the paper. Seems a little sticky, no?
Now, see here.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I too am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
So am I.
Not me.
You're not being blackmailed?
Oh, I'm being blackmailed, all right, but I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What did you do?
I run a non-governmental agency that handles classified affairs.
Affairs in Washington.
Is that how you know Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is
Certainly
he
not.
one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
But you tell him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
So it is true.
A double negative.
A double negative, you mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, those negatives have led to proofs positive. Seems that you gave yourself away.
I tried to be an exhibit in front of the other guests.
You don't need any help from me, sir. You hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives would certainly compromise your position.
At what position exactly were you calling, Colonel?
This is an outrage!
Let's see who's next. Ah, Mrs. White. You've been paying our friend the blackmailer ever since your husband died, under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances?
Say what you want. I didn't kill him.
Then why are you paying the blackmailer?
I don't want another scandal, do I?
Another.
We had a very humiliating confrontation. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she had meant that he had threatened in public to kill her.
It was all over the papers.
But he was the one that died. Not you, Mrs. White. Not you.
He was found dead at home, unclothed. His head had been cut off. So it is, you know.
Oh.
But I didn't do it. I had been out all evening at the movies.
What was showing?
The naked alibi.
Unlikely story.
But that was your second husband. Your first also disappeared?
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he never reappeared.
I never said he was a good illusionist.
And lastly, Mr. Green, who is,
I don't need you on Master Wadsworth. I know what you're going to say about me.
What's that?
Who's a homosexual?
Not me!
Sorry?
You asked, who's a homosexual? And I said, not me.
Yes. Thank you, Colonel. Although there's more to it than that, Mr. Green.
What do you mean?
There's evidence to support the question of your politics.
My politics? Since when was working for the Republican Party a crime?
You swore an oath to the Republican Party and neglected to vote for Eisenhower in the last election. But that's grounds for announcing that there ever was one.
The voting records are confidential.
Everything has its price, Mr. Green.
So, there you have it.
Have what?
A crooked senator's wife, a lascivious doctor, a disloyal Republican, and so forth. Not exactly adhering to an all-American standard of behavior, now are you?
Depends on who you ask.
But if this body fella is such a noble civilian himself, then why didn't he report us to the authorities?
and give up the opportunity to make a buck? Come, Professor, what's more American than that?
Apple pie.
All right, Wadsworth, so we're being black and fair, renegade McCarthyist. Where does that leave us?
Where is this Mr. Body?
And what does he want from us?
Who cares? I've done nothing wrong. I'm leaving.
You can stay in denial, but you cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of a great senator. You cannot tell me what to do. Locked?
Indeed, all the doors are locked. The windows are barred, and the house is patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out.
Look us in here.
Who do you think you are?
Now, let me introduce your host for the evening, and your blackmailer for life, Mrs. Body.
Boy, I like you. They find you attractive.
Oh! Mrs. White in the study of their knee.
Thank you. I study martial arts.
There's one more piece of information you may like to hear.
What?
The police are coming in less than an hour.
The police?
Unless what?
And why would we agree to that?
Because if you don't, I'll take this briefcase containing all the evidence needed to expose your wrongdoings and place it in the hands of the police, the press, and the hands of I believe that just with the right amount of evidence, those fellows can make a calling out of one. Some of you would face a lifetime of jail and others a lifetime of shame.
You are
Check that
taking advantage of
briefcase.
a tenuous political situation.
Unless,
Unless what?
you see, there is one thing that could do for me that would just change the entire game. But it's something I cannot bear to do myself.
What's this about, sir?
Have a seat, please. In this cart, there are 6 packages that I find our guests might find useful this evening.
Packages.
Presents, if you will. I'm generous for the gal. Mr. Wadsworth, see that each of our guests receives a gift.
Glad.
Anyone want to take a guess as to what's in your boxes tonight?
Candy?
A rare single malt Scotch whiskey.
Aren't guessing games so fun? Please, begin to open them. This one is lovely.
A candlestick? What's this for?
A wrench?
A lead pipe.
A dagger.
A revolver.
Oh no, it's just a rope.
In your hands, you each have a lethal weapon. You all came here tonight because you believe that the evidence against you is so terrible that you do anything to keep it a secret, isn't that right? Well, tonight I'm putting that theory to the test.
You are?
See, Mr. Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows of your secrets, and it is costing us dearly to, it is costing us so quiet.
Wadsworth?
I wouldn't have to double your payments if I did not have to pay him for it.
Wadsworth?
That's not true.
You see, he may look suave and charming,
Thank you.
but really he's conniving and manipulative.
False!
Why do you think he's called the police?
You called the police?
Only because she instructed me to do so.
Did I? Ladies and gentlemen, if you can manage to get rid of Mr. Wadsworth, I'll have no need to double your payments or expose you to the police.
Gets rid of.
Does he mean kill him?
In fact, if you can eliminate Wadsworth,
Yes, I think that's what she means.
who not only knows all of your secrets, but mine as well, I can get rid of this blackmail once and for all, and we'll be done with this terrible business altogether.
But why make us do it, Bonnie? Why don't you do your dirty work yourself?
Yeah.
Why would I, when the 6 of you are so equally motivated?
What a patriot.
After all I've done for you, I'm one of you. I'm not a butler, I'm an indentured servant.
A familiar refrain. Don't make a scene, Wadsworth. It's over. The police are on their way. Now's your chance to avoid finding yourself on the front of the paper and to eliminate all your blackmail. One of you must kill Wadsworth. Now!
dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
So you shot her?
I didn't.
But if you didn't, who did?
The gun was in my hands. Somebody must have grabbed it. And the next thing I knew, there was a shot.
There's no gunshot wound.
He's right, there isn't.
Look, there's a bullet lodged here.
Eagle Eye, Mrs. Scarlet.
Well, then if the bullet is over there, then how did she die over here?
I don't know. I'm not a forensics expert.
Something else must have killed her.
One of us must have killed her.
I need a drink.
Maybe body was poisoned by the brandy.
Well, someone had to stop her screaming.
Was the brandy poisoned?
How should I know?
Looks like now we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
Escape! They're coming from the billiard room! It's locked! Who's in there? Who's screaming?
That's what?
Yvette, is that you?
Wait!
Yvette, are you alright?
No!
Yvette, are you alive?
Of course I'm alive, you idiot! No thanks to you, Walter! You left us in this house with a murderer! So the murderer is here? We!
Where?
Where? Here! We're all looking at him!
What took you so long?
I am an old woman who may or may not have been poisoned. It's amazing I'm anywhere.
I heard you on the study. One of you is the killer.
How did you hear us in this study?
There's a tape recorder connected to the billiard room in the study. One of you is the killer. Most of your body asked me to record your conversation.
And why would he ask you to do that?
For more evidence, of course. Roswell revealed your secrets, and now they are all recorded.
What a snake. I've got to show those tapes. Where are they?
Who cares about the tapes? What about this body?
What body?
Body's body!
But Yvette, why were you sitting there all by yourself? Because I was frightened. I also drank the cognac. Maybe I'm poisoned too. Plus, one of you is the killer. Mr. Body is dead.
We have to figure out.
What do you mean, which one of them?
Well, I.
Maybe.
Well, one of you did. I would have killed him myself, but I had no access to a weapon.
Don't look at me. All I got was a candlestick.
Maybe it wasn't one of us.
Well, who else could they have been lost in the house? Only the cook.
As far as I can tell, the cook's not here.
Oh my, what a lovely kitchen. My husband and I had a similar kitchen to this in our first brownstone. It has such a homey feel, doesn't it?
With a dagger in his back!
Why must he kill him?
I didn't do it.
That makes two
To what?
murders.
I hate murders!
Walter, I think you better explain yourself.
Me?
But who else you want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this?
It's my defense mechanism.
Some defense mechanism. If I was the killer, I would kill you next. I said if. There's only one admitted killer here, and this person's right.
I've admitted nothing.
You're paying the blackmailer, aren't you? How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women.
Yours.
5.
5.
Yes, just the 5. Husbands should be like Kleenex. Soft, strong, and disposable.
Well, if it wasn't you, who was it? Who had the dagger?
It was Mrs. Peacock.
Yes, but I put it down.
Where?
In the study, any one of us could have picked it up.
I never saw the dagger.
Neither did I.
Then
Oh my lord. Oh my lord.
You really ought to speak up better for yourself, Mr. Green.
Gentlemen, might I suggest that we take Cook's body to the study?
Why?
Well, when the police arrive and they see this, we're all going to be under suspicion in custody for murder. And secondly, I'm the butler. I like to keep the kitchen tidy.
The body's gone.
What are you all looking at?
Nobody.
What do you mean?
Nobody, Mrs. Body's gone.
Maybe she wasn't really dead.
She was.
We should have made sure.
I thought I had.
So was she dead, or wasn't she?
Or maybe somebody moved her.
Who would move her?
And why?
How should I know?
Oh my, all this excitement. If you'll excuse me, is there a little girl's room? Maybe my dad. Oh no, I just need a powder my nose.
There's a toilet.
Thank you.
I don't mean to alarm anybody, but we do currently have a small issue of 2 dead bodies. One missing, one present, and an imminent arrival of the police.
The bridge is washed out from the rain. That should buy some extra time.
I don't want extra time. I want the police to come now.
But once the police get here, the rest of us are doomed.
Wadsworth, am I in the right in thinking that there's nobody else in this house?
No.
Then there is somebody else in this house?
Sorry, I said no meaning yes.
No meaning yes?
Yes.
Look, I want a straight answer.
Don't look at me.
Wadsworth, is there somebody else in this house, yes or no? No, there is, or no, there isn't.
Yes.
There seems to be some confusion whether or not there is somebody else in this house.
There isn't.
There isn't any confusion, or there isn't anybody else.
Either.
Oh, just give me a clear answer.
What was the question?
Is there somebody else in this house, yes or no?
No!
That's what he says. But does he really know?
Look, there's a killer on the loose, the missing dead body, a Mrs. Body, a cook with a dagger in his bag, and all these easily accessible weapons. The rope, the revolver, the candlestick, the wrench, and hey, where's the lead pipe?
Stand back. She's dead.
That's what you said last time.
I believe in second chances.
Mrs. Body dead again?
I'm going to faint.
I'll catch you. Sorry.
Miss Peacock? Yes? Where did this happen? In the bathroom.
I walked in, and there she was. At first, I thought she was attacking me. But then I realized she'd been left propped up, dead, waiting to fall on someone.
Who would do such a thing?
Takes a lot of guts to kill someone twice.
It's what we call overkill.
Why?
What's the difference?
Makes a difference to her.
Makes a difference to us. We've got to find out who killed her, where, and with what.
It seems like it was probably the lead pipe.
10 points with this applause.
What kind of games are you playing, Wadsworth?
This isn't a game.
You! The lead pipe belonged to you.
But I dropped it on the way while running to the kitchen.
People don't just drop murder weapons.
Well, I didn't know it was a murder weapon when I dropped it.
So anyone could have picked it up?
That's right, but who did? Who picked up the lead pipe? Who picked up the lead pipe and brutally murdered Mrs. Body when you're dead and bloody in the bathroom? Who did that? Who?
Cool it, Butler. While you're losing your marbles, I can do something useful. Have you all forgotten about the evidence against us?
The evidence!
Body's briefcase is locked.
There must be a key.
Mr. Green, would you be so kind as to check Mrs. Body's pockets for the keys to evidence against us?
Alright.
Where did you get that?
I don't like germs.
Or fingerprints?
Mostly just germs.
the evidence?
I told you Mrs. Body was a liar. Had the evidence in her briefcase, my foot.
Evidence against us aside, three in a room is two dead bodies.
And the cops on the way.
Let's move the corpses to the couch to make them look less dead.
Some honor this is turning out to be.
Help me, Mr. Lee.
All right.
Careful, don't get guts on the ground.
Solid battlefield technique, Professor Plum. Never leave a man behind.
Thank you.
Here, prop him up. Cadavers are heavier than they seem, aren't they?
I wouldn't know.
Right. Me neither.
Oh, please.
Prop him.
Aren't you all strong and virile?
Oh, good. They just look asleep.
Forget about the bodies. We need to do something about this room full of murder weapons and the homicidal maniac on the loose.
I have an idea. Put the weapons in the bag.
What good will that do?
Then, we'll zip up the bag.
Most murderers know how zippers work, Mr. Wadsworth.
I know. Then, we'll put the bag in the safe.
Terrific. Where is the safe?
In the hall. This way.
I don't see a safe.
Is that an original trouble, Mr. Wadsworth?
Those are quite valuable.
Now is not the time for art appreciation. Butler!
Oh.
Hidden safe behind a portrait. How original.
There. Lock.
Voila.
Wadsworth, what are we going to do to the key to the safe?
I'll just keep it in my pockets.
But what if you're the murderer?
I'm not.
But what if you are?
Fine then. I have an idea. We'll just throw it outside.
Oui, Alex, tell you.
But it's raining Alex Terrier.
I'm not suggesting we go outside. I'm suggesting we stay inside and throw the keys outside.
But you have to open the door, wouldn't you?
I would.
Yes, but what if the killer is outside?
Better out than in.
Yes, we'd want to keep the killer outside, but if we open the door, we risk letting him back in.
But maybe if we open the killer, we just encourage the killer to go out.
The killer seems to be doing a fine job of opening and closing doors all by himself. I don't see how us opening this door for one tiny second could possibly make any sort of difference.
I agree. But what if we open the door and throw away the key, and the killer catches it? Now the killer will have the key that we're trying to confiscate.
I think we might be overthinking this. I'm going to throw out the keys. Follow me. But
Was that the killer?
She didn't look like a killer.
Takes one to know one. Leave it to me. Interrogation is my specialty. How do you?
I didn't mean to disturb the whole household, but my friend walked down here and I was wondering if I could catch up.
Are you a killer?
What? No.
This way, please.
Okay. So, where is it?
What? The body?
What body?
there's no body. There's nobody.
Right, there's nobody in the study.
You can use the one in the lounge.
Alrighty then.
This way.
Thank you.
Of course. There. Now, our task is twofold. One, finding evidence, and two, find the murderer.
We have one potential suspect contained in the lounge. That leaves the whole rest of this place up for grabs. Who knows what's behind all of these doors?
I suggest we handle this in a proper military fashion. Split it up and search the house.
Split up?
Well, split up into pairs. That way, nobody will be alone.
But whichever one of us is paired with the killer might get killed.
But then we have discovered who the killer was.
But the other half of the pair will be dead.
This is war, Peacock. Casualties are bound to happen. You can't make an omelet without breaking eggs. Every good cook knows.
But look what happened to the cook.
Colonel, are you willing to take that chance?
What choice do we have?
None? I suppose you're right.
All right, troops. I will split us up into pairs. Divide and conquer. Eeny, meeny, miny.
No! Mrs. White, you come with me. Mrs. Plum, and Mrs. Peacock, Vet, and Mr. Green, and Miss Scarlet, you're eating me.
But what if one of us don't come back?
Well, remember you fought me. Now, leave no doors unopened and cherish your partner. They may be the last person you ever see.
Go on. I'll be right behind you.
That's why I'm nervous.
But why? It's just us. We're alone.
That's the thing, Mrs. White. No man in their right mind would want to be alone in a room with you.
Fine. I go in here, and you go in there.
But
Are you going in?
are you?
Yes.
On the count of three. 1, 3!
Nothing in that room.
Nothing in that room either.
Shall we search the ballroom?
After you.
library.
How can I find anything if I don't even know what we're looking for?
Civilized society is perpetually menaced with disintegration from primary hostility of men towards one another.
Your fancy words don't intimidate me, Professor.
I take no credit, Mrs. Beacom. Freud, I think he's onto something.
Now is not the time for academic pursuits. We have evidence to find.
It's a fruitless search, if you ask me. I mean, it's not like we're just gonna walk into a room and find the evidence plastered on the wall.
I suppose you're right.
Come on. Maybe we'll be excited by something in the bedroom.
I haven't been excited by something in a bedroom for years.
Oh, there you are.
You'll never believe what I found in the hall. Okay, I had Professor Pope's pen in here.
Huh? What do you think that means?
I don't know, it seems suspicious if you ask me.
I just did.
Honestly, Colonel, this is the last room left to search in this beastly mansion, and we still haven't found the evidence.
I think this time has been productive nevertheless.
Aren't you a Pollyanna?
You are a brave and determined lady, Mrs. Scarlett. I've really enjoyed our time together. I hope after this expedition ends, we can still remain friends. I mean, this group has been a lovely group, all in all. I suppose I'd like to hear how Mrs. Wright lost her vow in the billiard room.
You found Light's veil in the billiard room? Odd.
Ah,
Odd. A trap door. A trap door leading to a secret passage. Come on.
ladies first, Mrs. Scarlett.
How heroic.
I'm a little nervous. I'm at the house at the top of the hill, and I looked in the lounge. I didn't expect people here. They're having some sort of party. And the funny thing is, they think that one of them is my passenger. Yeah, my Tuesday night passenger.
Where are we now?
How should I know the lights are off?
I'll turn them on.
I would if I could see anything.
Well, I'm gonna feel my way around.
Don't get any funny ideas.
A table,
A telephone?
a chair,
A body?
a
body!
body! Get me out of here!
I can't, it's locked.
You, he, Wadsworth, you locked the motorist
stand back. I'm a doctor.
Red Black, I'm a woman.
What was that?
Come on, help, bring your help.
I will help you. Come out. The door is done. You can come in now.
Why were you shooting at us?
So open the door.
When you could have killed us.
I said stand back.
Let's add finding the keys to the lounge on our priority list.
Say, Frenchie, where'd you get that gun anyway?
The safe, it was unlocked.
Unlocked?
Impossible. I have the key. Oh wait, no, I don't. It's gone.
Con.
Not to beat a dead horse, but again, I think having all the keys is
Wadsworth, you said you'd get rid of the key.
That's right, I did, but we got distracted when the motorist arrived.
So, whoever has the key is the killer.
Precisely.
Speaking of the killer, there's a dead body in the lounge, you know. The motorist is dead.
Which one of you killed him?
We found him together.
And he was already dead.
Somebody must have moved.
We found her together in the conservatory. We went through a secret passage.
The door to the lounge was locked.
Secret passage? Who designed this place?
The Parker brothers. Don't worry, it's not the police.
I like the gun.
I'm gonna open the door.
No!
It's the decent thing to do.
Open the door.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, officer. Expected you.
You have
You haven't?
a tip about an abandoned car near the gates of this house. Did a motor stop by for help by any chance?
No.
Yes.
There seems to be some disagreement. Can I come in and use your phone?
No.
Of course you can. There's a phone in the lab.
I warned her.
There is actually a phone in the study.
Occupied.
Don't worry, there's one in the library.
You're all acting peculiar.
I know, it's because our chandelier fell down.
Exactly.
We really like this chandelier.
They could have killed us, but don't worry. The maid will clean it up.
That's all well and good, but what's happening in the lounge and the study?
Lounging, studying. This way, please.
Let me have a look.
No, thank you.
Actually, I'd like to take a round if you don't mind.
Of course. How about I give you a tour of Body Manor? Lord Reginald Body built this place in 1784.
Got to hide her trying to get rid of this gal.
Lord Body was declared Lord Body after somebody discovered an antibody that would cure everybody. Notice the mahogany floors? In the 17th century, John Swedling recorded the use of mahogany for canoes. Can you canoe?
Hey, where'd everybody go?
Notice the brass doorknobs? Crafted specifically by Lord Body's buddy in
I
1878.
don't care about the doorknobs, mister. What are you hiding from me? What's going on in those two rooms?
Which two rooms?
The lounge and the study.
Oh, those two rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you should go in there.
Why not?
It's all too shocking.
Excuse me?
You want excuse?
Pardon me?
You guys are
Good night, officer.
Good night. That wasn't all that shocking, mister. Those folks were just having a good time.
my apologies, sir.
I'll just take a peek in the lounge now. Excuse me.
Good evening, officer. How do you do?
I'm drunk.
Dead drunk.
Care for a sip?
One drink on the job. Chief would kill me.
Killed if we do. Killed if we do.
What?
Huh?
Have a lovely evening.
Same to you. Well,
I can explain everything.
no explanation necessary. There's nothing illegal about any of this.
There isn't?
No. This is America. That was just in pursuit of happiness. Can I get your phone now?
Of course. officer?
Thank you.
Of course. All's clear. You guys can come out now. Well done. Very impressive, all of you.
Good touch on the alcohol bottles.
The clock is locked in the library.
How'd you do that? I thought you didn't have the keys.
I don't have my right one. But my left pocket keys are still intact. Now, we have to find the murderer and the evidence. This is getting dangerous. Now go.
Hello? Hello? Is this phone working? Oh, hello, Chief. Yes, this is... Hello? Is anybody there?
Hello? Who turns off the lights? Hello?
Somebody cut the line.
Oh, it was only you. I thought you were the killer.
Oh, good.
Lucy, what is that in your hand?
Found an abandoned car and wound up in this... in a... where the lights just went. Going off around here. They're having this some sort of party and I never believe who I just saw.
Sounds like the telephone line is off the hook.
It's coming from the library. That's where the killer must be.
I'm going in.
Aren't you afraid?
Of course. Afraid of what? Afraid worse than death.
No, let's go. Good evening, Miss Cobb. Can we give any assistance? Do you need a phone book, perhaps?
Hey, listen, copper. The butler asked you a question. You better hang up the telephone already or I will.
Don't worry, we should be safe here in the billiard room.
I don't feel safe.
I can't relax.
How about a game of pool to pass the time?
Oh,
I can't
love
swim.
you.
I am your singing telegram.
Three murders in 3 minutes.
That's our best record.
3 murders.
6 altogether.
The cook, Mrs. Body, the motorist, the cop, the event, and the telegram boy. But who's the murderer? Ain't that the million-dollar question?
Sometimes the best answer is right under our noses. Sometimes the best option is just to retrace our steps. It all started like this. At the beginning of the evening, there was thunder, lightning, dogs barking. Ding dong! Colonel Mustard. Ding dong! Mrs. White, who noticed Yvette. Then, Mrs. Peacock, who noticed the cook. Then, Mr. Green, sit! No, not you, sir. Fluff and Mrs. Scarlet. Then we all went to the dining room. Shark's fin soup. Ooh, yummy, yum, 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 my favorite. Then Mr. Body arrived, and we all went to the study. Coffee, brandy. Who is this Mr. Body butler? How do you do? Then Mr. Body asked me to pass out packages. Ah! A snake! Oh no, just a rope. Then Mr. Body asked me to turn off the light. Now. Mr. Body's dead. But really he wasn't. Really he was alive. But I haven't known that yet. Then Miss Peacock drank his drink. Poison! Ah! Will someone stop her screaming? Then we heard, and we all went to the billiard room. But Miss Peacock joined late. I'm an old woman who may or may not have been poisoned. Then Mrs. White asked who else is in this house, to which we all replied, who we found knifed in the back. Oh gosh, blood, germs. Somebody help me up. Then I suggested we take the cook's body into the study. But when we arrived, his body was gone. Then Miss Peacock entered her body, and her body and bludgeoned in her beam. Then the motorist arrived. Are you a killer? I locked him in the lounge. Then that's when the cop arrived. You're all acting rather peculiar. Can you commute? Then Yvette in the billiard room. Then I am your singing teller. Boom. Dead. And here we are.
Impressive, Wadsworth.
But what does this prove?
Well,
Enough of this. I know who the killer is.
You do?
I do. It was Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver.
Liar!
We all heard the gun go off, Professor. And I found your pipe when we were searching the house. Once you drop it, huh? While scoping out your best vantage point to kill your next victim. I bet that poor sweet telegram boy was an old patient of yours, right?
I've never seen that boy in my life. It wasn't me.
but the revolver is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets. Ladies, empty your purses. Whoever has the revolver is the murderer.
Well done, Wadsworth.
You can't prove anything if you're all dead.
Yes, Mr. Club. But if we're alive, there's your man, officers.
Well done, Wadsworth.
That's what I said.
Guess what I'm saying now, Hank. Chief of police, you're under arrest.
But that's not how it happened. It happened like this. It happened like this.
All right, Professor Plum, who do you accuse?
It was Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench.
Liar! I never lounge.
I found your medal of honor in the lounge where the motorist was killed in the head with the wrench. That wrench belonged to you.
That's a lie.
Well, the wrench is missing. Gentlemen, turn out your pockets, ladies, into your purses. Whoever has the wrench is the murderer.
Oh my god!
Well done, Wadsworth.
All right. There's your man, officers, not a kernel of truth in him.
Well done, Wadsworth.
That's what I said.
Yes, but I'm saying now, Colonel Buster, you're coming with me.
Yeah, but I'm wrong. It happened like this.
All right, Colonel Mustard, we're listening.
It was Mrs. White in the billiard room with her robe.
I'd rather die.
You're paid the blackmailer, aren't you? I found your val in the billiard room also.
You really did hate Yvette, didn't you?
Yes, it's true. I recognize Yvette. She had a torrid love affair with my late husband. I hated her. I hated her so much the flames on the side of my face, breathing, heaving breaths. But just because I hated her doesn't mean I killed her.
That's what
Okay,
I'm saying now, Mrs. White.
it happened like this. It was Miss Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger. I found her feather by the corpse.
Well, the dagger is missing. Don't interrupt your pockets, ladies, into your purses, whoever has a dagger.
Oh my god! Well done, Wadsworth.
Well, there's your woman, officers.
But that's not how it happened.
It happened like this.
It was Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick.
You can't do this to me.
Frankly, Miss Scarlet, I don't give a damn. I know who the murderer is.
Who?
It's all of you! Now freeze! Okay. None of you do. You're all killers.
All of us.
You can't prove anything, Mr. Wadsworth.
I'm not Mr. Wadsworth. I'm Mr. Body.
How can you be Mr. Body if Body's body bled all over me?
That wasn't Body who was bleeding.
For the body was embodied into his body.
It was my butler, Wadsworth.
But if you're the real Mr. Body, then what was your purpose in dragging this all out?
Well, when you started killing people, I decided to roll the dice, see if you kill off my entire network of spies, which you all did splendidly, by the way, leaving your fingerprints on every last doorknob and dead body. Now, I have you on the hook for murder. Bribery for petty crimes is one thing, but murder, that could be pricey.
But why this whole charade?
The searching of the house? The retracing of her steps?
Well, you see, I'm comfortable now. Now that you kill off everybody, I've got off scot-free.
But you will never get away with this. The police will be here any minute.
What's so funny?
Nobody's called the police, have they?
They were never on their way.
Now listen up, you reprobates. We're gonna go down to the cellar, put all the bodies in there one by one, and leave this manor, forgetting any of this ever happened.
I can't forget all this.
With murder on the menu, the price of blackmail is tripled.
Forgotten.
Now go!
Wait a minute. We can all rush him. He's got no more bullets left in that gun.
Come on, Miss Scarlet, I'm not gonna fall for that trick.
It's not a trick. There is one shot Mr. Body in the study, two for the chandelier, two at the lounge door, and one for the telegram.
That's not 6.
1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
No, only one of the shots hit the chandelier. That's 1 + 2 + 1 + 1.
Even if you were right, that'd be 1 + 2 + 1 + 1, not 1 + 1 + 2 + 1.
No, it's 1 + 2. Shut up! Point is, there's one bullet left in this gun, and any of you that move is gonna get it.
What, so you're just gonna continue blackmailing us and we're just all supposed to pretend this never happened?
Sure, why not?
FBI, the jig is up.
Or is it?
Miss me.
Your FBI?
For Green. He got a letter just like each of you, but he came to the bar to ask I took his place tonight so we could have a sting operation.
Some sting. 6 people died on your watch.
I usually property crime, you know, theft, fraud. That's why I was so tickled when the real Mr. Wadsworth risked his neck to drop off a whole briefcase worth of evidence just last night.
You've had the evidence this whole time.
It's all here, Miss Scar. And names of customers and employees justifying why she killed the cop is listed here.
Give me that.
Ooh. Wait. A love letter addressed to Professor.
Hey, that's private property.
That same telegram boy was teenagers on it. So, you killed him.
I thought it was a girl.
And this note and these negatives, Colonel, quite the regular establishment. Bet you couldn't be a colonel anymore if that moment had informed your general where she drives you on Tuesday nights.
I just wanted somebody to talk with.
And shark's fin soup indeed, Miss Peacock. Too bad. Keep quiet. If only he hadn't blabbed about your briberies, maybe you wouldn't have killed him just right before joining us outside of the study.
Circumstantial evidence will
But
I mean, she's not wrong.
this notarized record from the cook will. And Mrs. White, you really did hate Yvette now, did you?
The flames on the side of my
Okay,
face.
I get it. Here is a container. Here's evidence containing fingerprints from your previous murders.
I never murdered my husband.
Fingerprints I'm sure we'll be able to match on those, on the noose tied around Yvette's neck.
I wore gloves.
You mean these?
Damn it.
And last but not least, Mr. Body.
It's Robert.
Now, you didn't hate Yvette at all, did you, Mr. Body?
What's it to you?
Illicit green card love affair is the actual take of this FBI file. An FBI file on the whole Body family. An FBI file on the whole Body family. Your Wadsworth, the real Wadsworth, has been feeding us information for months. You know? Talk about a real man.
He was British.
Okay, I think you get what I mean. Your shot missed him in the study, but he wisely played dead. It wasn't until you caught him trying to escape that you bludgeoned him to death with a lead pipe I dropped on the way to the kitchen.
I mean, really, who drops murder like this?
Okay, well, I didn't know it was a murder. The Body family has been wanted for organized crime for generations until now. They have always eluded the law. Until tonight, the Body family has reached a dead end.
You leave my family out of this! Oh, Larry. Hold me, Larry. Larry! Please. I knew you were coming out of it. Hey. Larry! Please, Larry!
He's dead.
Second wind!
Come on!
Smile when your heart is breaking. Smile. Larry, please! Now.
What does that even mean?
You know, I tell you, it was the most exciting night I've had in a long time. And now, you're all under arrest. Officers, here are the criminals you've been looking for. You know the tapes that we've been looking for in the billiard room.
The tapes!
Alright, who done it?
Cheated! They all did. But if you really want to know who killed Mr. Body, well, it was me, Larry Goodman, in the hall with my gun.
Well, good job, Goodman.
That's
That's
what you
what
said.
And that's how it really. Jesus, sorry. That's how it really happened. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my husband. He's actually.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. It was a blast, and I hope you enjoyed it. It sounded like you did. I want to thank. I want to thank all the parents out there for allowing their students to participate in this. It was a lot of hours, and thank you so much. I want to thank Dolores Rodriguez for coming out tonight. Thank you so much. And Rich Bagalin, for doing our mics. And I just want to thank everybody for coming. Have a great night. Thank you.